Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. You're going to have to deal with a little ASMR stream action because my throat and my voice are actually worse than yesterday, believe it or not. The coughing has abated somewhat, but these allergies are really taking it out of me at the moment, so it is what it is. Welcome back. Welcome to the Bob Ross hour of Phobies. We'll call it that. What's going on, chat? How's everybody doing out there? Hope allergies are being better to you than they are to me. I do want to get this out at the start because it's important. I am part of the content affiliate program. That means that the Phobies team does, in fact, give me coffee for producing Phobies content. With that out of the way, we do have some Monster of the Week action to take a look at tonight. We had a slightly different structure, didn't have as many events this week. Instead, we were trying to consolidate things into two more populous, stronger events, and there were some upsets. So we have some exciting games to examine. Quan Davies, what's good? Luffy, first as always. Chat, I made some progress on my game today. Not in Phobies. I've been designing a game. I've mentioned it before. And I made progress today, and it was very exciting. We made some significant discoveries. We're going to be going into the next iteration of testing pretty soon. It's pretty cool. There was something else I wanted to bring up, and now I can't remember what it was. I mean, I will say, if you weren't aware, signups for Fright Night 15 are in fact open. And yeah, I don't have to go on a tirade that much tonight about the usual subjects and the usual challenges with running events because we did okay. We did okay this time. As compared to normal, there were way less issues. There were other issues coming up because people just, no matter what it is, people can't follow directions. But in this case, it worked out okay. So we're going to jump around, I think, a little bit within these games just to like take a peek at different games. And I'll bring that up again as we go in. And then we might switch over early, hit up some Spread and Democracy action because I haven't gotten to play with the new update, like literally at all. I will say, so this subject came up in the main Discord because people have been asking. I am interested in doing a podcast for Phobies. It's been a while since I did a podcast, and I would like to do it like once a week kind of thing, but I don't know. That doesn't sound like it's necessarily going to be feasible for my potential co-hosts, we'll say. Karst has been pointed at, we'll say, been voluntold by members of the community that should jump on a podcast with me. And I will say that I've reached out to Cars before, and Cars seemed interested, but scheduling is real life scheduling. It's the way it goes. And there's some opportunities in the future. I just have to figure out, and this is where the question comes in for everybody. Would people be interested in a podcast, a solo podcast, where it's just kind of, I'll pick a topic and I'll talk about it for like 10, 15 minutes? I mean, to be perfectly honest, I could probably drag any topic out for virtually any length of time that you would like. And I could probably do it because I have the gift of gab, one might say. But if you're interested in Phobies podcasts or podcasts about other gaming-related stuff, I would like to try and constrain it topics-wise. Let me know. It's clearly easier for me to do it solo because then it's just my own schedule, my own recording setup. I don't have to worry about making sure that Discord isn't pooping its pants or stuff like that, and we can't get on the call, and then suddenly the mailbox ate the cat, and then all these other things happen with whoever the other people on the other end are. But if people are interested in that, it's a project I've been thinking about. Ooh. Still struggling. So what's good, chat? Fute, what's good? Yeah, I'll have to bring up the podcast idea during the Monster of the Week recording as well, like the recording proper. If you've watched any of them, I have, I usually edit them a little bit basically I chop it down to the games. So that way we could talk about whatever, and then people who just want to watch the games, it's focused on the games. Do I leave the VODs up? I won't be able to watch it? Yes. But this will go up on YouTube next week. Now, we don't watch all the games, Fute. Like, we're going to be able to watch more now than we would have previously. Because, well, there's no Monster of the Week C this week. Normally, we'd be having a live event because we had 3, but we just aren't getting the numbers. And to be honest, it might be worth cutting it down to 1 event based on today. Like, I'm going to let it run like this for a few weeks, and we'll make a judgment call in a few weeks just to see how things go. I think tracking these numbers is going to be important, so I'm tracking how many signups we get, how many no-shows we get. And I'm also tracking who no-shows, because if you, as the rules state, it's in the rules now, like officially in writing, if you no-show, you are subject to getting banned, because I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of people signing up and then, like, we haven't had, to my knowledge, any issue. Like, nobody's reported say, hey, I'd like to sign up and I can't. That only happened once, and then that event actually did fire with everyone. So it's just like, hey, you're the 9th and 10th person. There were already 8. It's first come, first serve. It's nothing I can do. We did have one person for B today, event B, that would have played, but they didn't sign up. Like, they kind of just supposed to be like, all right, I'll play. It's like, well, you got to sign up. But I don't know how many people would have played but didn't say anything because they just said, oh, well, it's full. I'm not going to bother. It was full. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. This other person just kind of like, oh, we don't need to get into it. Basically, they screwed it up. Shocker. People don't follow directions. It is what it is. So it's not the end of the world. Another thing I got to remember to bring up, I got to make notes about this, so I need to bring up, got to mention the tournaments, got to mention the 2 times the sub goals, because there's technically 2 now, even though I checked my channel when I went live and, like, it's not showing. I need to check one other thing. I already forgot what the other thing I meant to mention is, chat. This is why I got to write things down. So I want to check this scene real quick, chat, to see how this shows. I'm working on building another scene. So if you look in the bottom right-hand corner there, I mean, obviously I have the latest sub and the latest follower on there, and I got to work on this. You actually, like, you can't really see it. It's kind of a problem. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. Where is it? So I can't see this offline. All right, first game up. We're going to try and look at a few more games than we typically do because of the restructuring of the events. And we're going to lead off strong with Shinra versus Alien Engineer in round 1 of Event A. We're loading into one of the more recently added maps, and I'm pretty excited to see what these players have. But while we're looking at the early game, I do want to let everybody know, like I said earlier, I'm part of the content affiliate program. We do have some new sub goals going up that's independent of Phobies. One, I'm going to do a formal stream. I'll wear my suit on stream if we can get to 50 subs here on Twitch. Link for that, of course, is in the description of the video. And I also want to try and move the tournament platform to Tournybot, which I'm going to need some subs for as well. We're going to try and target, if we can maintain 10 subs, then we're going to do 1 month of Tournybot for every month that we get 10 subs, basically, something like that. I think it will help streamline a lot of the tournament processes. So if you want to help out, come by the stream. Come hang out. If you have questions, hit up the Discord. I can explain. But in the meantime, I think this match is heating up. You gotta bear with me here, chat. I would have gotten a more impressive, maybe even one might say maniacal laugh if I could actually manage it right now, but to be perfectly honest, that kind of hurt just doing the count laugh like that. But we got dragons coming out of our ears here, chat. We got dragons coming out of our ears. We got a little Noxious. We got a little Puff. We got a little Puff. Does Tooth Fairy count as a dragon? I'm going to go with no. It's weird. It's clearly a fairy. Why would it be a dragon? The Alien Engineer may be getting a little sloppy with their positioning here, allowing the Noxious to get hit. This is not a healing spa map. It's not a healing spa map, which is notable. And Shinra here, the Hevo is interesting because there isn't a whole lot to boop. I mean, the booping as a positional setup, as a positional advantage, of course, is available. But I anticipate this is much more along the lines of, hey, I want the threat. It influences Alien Engineer's future phobie choices, as well as being a mech to dodge the poison here from Noxious. There's plenty of targets for the poison, but this does make Alien Engineer's life a little more complicated. Shinra able to jump out to an early 4-2 panic point lead, applying pressure to Alien Engineer. And the Armada here on both sides. Alright, Jinsting willing to take... Ooh, this is interesting. So why would Shinra do that? Well, it's a little bit of extra damage here. You get 25 extra damage from the Blom, the Fire Breath, from, excuse me, from Puff than you do with just a regular attack. Does that 25, is that enough? Ooh, that is enough. And if this had 25 more health, it actually wouldn't have died. So that's a good heads-up play. I imagine it probably was set up by Shinra real quick and then an undo. Sometimes that's faster than doing the math, but maybe Shinra's got that calculator in their head. So notably, there isn't a great Blom for Alien Engineer's Puff. You could get the Hevo with the cat, but then you risk possibly something terrible happening. Get the Clinico from Alien Engineer as a follow. I don't know. I feel as though the Blom probably was okay. You would have got to hit 4 times. 2 from Hevo, 1 from Puff, 1 from Jinsting, but the Hevo and the Jinsting have kind of a low damage output baseline, so the risk, of course, would be the Gonzo might have put things over the edge, and that's why Alien Engineer chose not to expose the Puff. After all, Puff is not necessarily the sturdiest phobie. 1,600 health, so yeah, it probably would have died. Maybe it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. It probably would have required the Gonzo, but losing the Puff there would have been pretty dangerous. So we're getting the Terraform edition here in Gravedigger, with Alien Engineer threatening Puff at the top to maybe take this stim. What do we got here? Alright, so we do get the attack, 600 health, trying to even up that, make up for the panic point deficit. 5-2 panic point advantage, not trading, but eliminating the 1 keys here. Answering with the Terraform, notably Alien Engineer does not have their typical enormous bank here. It's often the case, and we joke about it all the time, that Alien Engineer generally has this enormous bank of keys. They're stabilized on the board or in an advantageous board position. And then, oh, by the way, they also have 17 more keys. That is not the case here. Are we going to see a Blom? Ooh, the Blom to hit the heart for 575. Is this our dead ray? Yeah, this is a dead ray. Oh, no, not like this. Now, there is a pretty juicy Blom available as the counterattack here. Is that going to be enough for Alien Engineer, though? Sorry about that. As I mentioned earlier, my allergies are tearing me a new one. So down goes the Ray Chargels. The counterattack here, trading out, you would lose the Puff, though. That's the big thing, is you're going to lose the Puff because you'd be exposed here to the Gravedigger plus the retaliation from Hevo, possibly even Alien Engineer's, or excuse me, Shinra's Puff onto Alien Engineer's Puff. Instead, Alien Engineer's going to take a more heart push play. I don't know that I love this because I don't know that your Puff can get out. I feel like you either needed to go for the phobie kills or get the Puff out. I feel like it's going to get trapped here. And in fact, we're going to get the heal here. I don't know. Am I wrong? We might have to go back and look at that turn, but I feel like if Alien Engineer had come forward, was the Blom not up? I feel like it was back up. Maybe it wasn't, but like if you were to Blom here, where Gravedigger is, you hit the Puff, you hit the Gin Sting, you use Noxious to finish off the Gin Sting, and then hopefully you reinforce with something else. It's unlikely that Shinra can kill both the Puff and the Noxious. But now, you're kind of pinned with this Puff. This definitely feels like Alien Engineer was either trying something new or just... It feels like they were completely uncomfortable. That being said, Alien Engineer does have that big bank we were referencing earlier. 12 keys, but not nearly the overwhelming board position that we're used to. I mean, Clinico goes down here. You do get the takedown on Gravedigger, but the Puff is still locked in. We're going to get some damage coming down from the Hevo. Follow-up coming from Noxious. Not exactly what you need going into Hevo. And we're seeing one of Karth's proposed nerf Phobies in Brony. Is this enough to turn the tide for Alien Engineer? It's entirely possible. You can definitely set the flyers up in such a way. Oh, no. The Blom. I feel like Alien Engineer just missed that one. I didn't comment on it quickly enough. Obviously, Shinra had that play up in the north. That's going to result in the dead Puff. The Noxious is not going to be in great shape. Shinra admittedly is taking a pounding on the heart here. Down to about half health, maybe a little bit less. Creep is the final Phobie. But the Brony's not in a great position unless we have Terraform online. We're going to find out momentarily, so I'm not going to pause it. Not going to pause it. We'll see. Nope. Brony, not quite broken enough. Down goes Alien Engineer. Look, Shinra is one of the best players in the game, but I feel like most of us would agree this was an upset. GG. So we happen to be on Alien Engineer's profile. Might as well look at one of the other games that we wanted to see. This is Endless Pain, a newcomer to Monster of the Week. Not a newcomer. I'm pretty sure we had Endless Pain on game reviews. The name certainly sounds familiar, but obviously up against Alien Engineer, this is on Exponential Decay. This is a map that has not typically been chosen. The wrinkle for this Monster of the Week is, while there are no map bans, player map bans, I am creating a quote-unquote custom map pool by blanket banning out some of the maps, so they are not allowed to be chosen. That forces the players to play on what I believe are generally accepted, community accepted, as well as me accepted maps that are more balanced. Now, Exponential Decay, for me personally, is kind of on the edge. I'm not clear, but I think it's worth encouraging players, or at least eliminating the obvious map picks, so that players are forced to play on maps like this so we can get a better sense. I've mentioned it on many occasions, but the ladder is a disaster. Like, it's very difficult to get relevant data because of levels, because of other factors, so we'll see what happens here. And some pings in Discord. What's going on here? No. My wife's sending me a dog video. This is what we do all day. We find dog videos to send each other. And then we go play with our dog. Right now is not very interested in hanging out in the basement with me when I'm streaming. Lately, she's wanted to hang out on my bed. My actual bed, and I don't know why. But anyway, we got the double Puff last game. Now we're getting double Blom this game. Puff and Goon. Goon. This actually could be a really good Blom map. It feels like there's a lot of angles where your opponent's going to have to get lined up, get stacked up. And due to the conga lines, because of the configurations, your opponent's gonna get cooked, whether it's Goon slinging pucks or it is Puff cooking you. Meals? Question mark? Thank you for the follow. So we do have a 4-to-1 panic point advantage for Alien Engineer. 10 key bank. This one looks like it's coming up Alien Engineer based on what we've seen. But there are two very threatening phobies, as mentioned in the bombs. Jin Sting and Snowball, of course, represent their own sort of threat. Alien Engineer just kind of stabilizing, and they do have 6 phobies on the board, so they're going to have to sacrifice something. Presumably that Contortio will get the trade between the Razormouth and Contortio for the center tile, or Cowbell, and then we'll kind of go from there. Now, what I'm a little surprised is that Endless Pain has not added a Terraform just yet. I kind of expect that we're going to see the 2 center obstacles broken. Or you can just Heartbreaker. Never mind. Heartbreaker, kind of a big deal. A little beside myself action. A little beside myself. What does Endless Pain have up their sleeves? 7 phobies, but clearly not for long. We are seeing one of the other suggested nerf phobies from Cars. That is Klepto. Klepto's pretty solid in all scenarios. Here, Klepto's fine. Definitely represents on this a threat on this map. Can absolutely get some solid AoE hits, but in my opinion, generally not as powerful as it would be in other scenarios. It feels like you can, as mentioned earlier, kind of get those conga lines set up, and it's not as bad. Ooh, we get the diagonal bomb coming in. Little bees to help finish stuff off. Cat coming in. Gotta love the spare damage. We will get probably a meatball here into a retreat. And then a Gonzo. Gonzo plus the bombs. Ooh, that's going to be tough. And this Heartbreaker is going to be coming into play momentarily. Interestingly enough, Alien Engineer choosing to try and take the pick on Snowball. And by trying, I mean, of course, succeeding. Getting a couple takedowns here. 6 keys remaining for our orange player. 19 keys for Alien Engineer. 19. That's a lot of keys. In fact, one would say that's more than 18 keys, which is wild. It's absolutely mathematically astounding. I know, everyone's holding their breath. Wait, really? Yes. You heard it here first. 19 is more than 18. Goon just whipping the crap out of Murderwing. We're going to get a quick pick on Stabby, and, like, where is Alien Engineer's board? Where is Alien Engineer's board? You got 15 keys, but, like, the saving grace. Oh, did we know that Alien Engineer has Russell? I don't think we knew that. Why was it Stabby and not Hevo? Yeah, I didn't even touch on that yet. There are too many things happening. There are too many things happening, but we get a little Russell action, chat. We get a little Russell action. So yeah, the Hevo could have gone down. I'm not real clear on why that was. Russell! Somebody was going to do it. The Raucous, I'll be honest, I don't understand the Raucous at all. Yeah, you can't pull. You can't, beside myself, the Raucous, but like... Didn't we see Alien Engineer win with Russell on Never Forever in a previous Monster of the Week? I legitimately don't remember that, DT. So we do have the Clinico preemptively, we'll say, on the board for the Russell activation, but now we got Cupcake as the final phobie. Getting the heal going down on to Heartbreaker. Is that going to result in some kills here? Because Tooth Fairy is kind of fragile, so is Jin Sting after it's taken a couple hits. We just didn't watch that game on stream. Fair. Ooh, Rock is getting a takedown. Little torque action. Cupcake gonna let big, thick Klepto hit go down. Electing to clear the Jin Sting, damaging Gonzo and Puff. Puff, I believe, is active, which means we could get a pretty serious Blom here, but this might be bait from Alien Engineer, honestly. Goon should be up as well. So we're going to get a Blom here into the heart. Blom. And then we're going to get a juiced Gonzo. Ooh, we're just getting the regular attack in order to take down Klepto. This suddenly got very, very even. Raucous going in for a big splash hit. You don't love this setup. I feel like there had to have been a better line than that last turn. There had to have been a better line. Hevo getting the takedown on Puff. Alien Engineer inching up the rest of their team. Here's the thing. Beside Myself should be active soon. It's active. That's just a dead Hevo, right? Or a dead... No, it's a dead Russell. Right? I don't know which is more threatening here, to be perfectly honest. Apparently it's Russell. Look, if you get two... You got... What was that? 11 keys worth of picks from Heartbreaker? You're probably feeling pretty good about that, right? You gotta feel good about that one. Goon just completely tanking through the poison, hilariously. And yeah, Alien Engineer just doesn't have the damage at this point. That's 500 damage a punch from the Goon. 500 damage a volley of punches, I guess, would be more accurate. That's several punches that landed. Alien Engineer does have a panic point advantage, but despite that, it's only at one panic point advantage, and eventually this Beside Myself is going to become live again. You can try and heal through it, but those Abyss Tiles, they do not care. They're like honey badgers. They just don't care. Goon coming down. Oh, baby. Woo! I would make it much louder if I could, chat, but I really can't. Like, Bird is killing me. Gonzo, Eye Blast. Is Gonzo Homelander, chat? Or Ultraman? I'm trying to think of other superheroes that have laser vision. Boom. Down goes Alien Engineer, and what I have to imagine is an upset. Again, I think we've watched Endless Pain games before, but I don't think it's been in tournaments, so GG. Well played. Alright, so we're back on Dearly Departed. This time, we're looking at another Shinra game, but we've got Fute coming into the mix. This was a round 3 game. We'll roll it back with Fute, walk it back a little bit to see what they did in earlier rounds, but let's see how they do here. Yeah, I mentioned it before, but I'm very curious what people's thoughts are on Dearly Departed as far as a tournament map. Excuse me, Exponential Decay. I think Exponential Decay is kind of viable. I think it's reasonable. I think we need more games on it to really make a determination, or a strong determination. Dearly Departed seems to be a popular map among the players, at least at this point. We're getting the early blue player advantage, moving towards the center tile. Now, as mentioned, this is a round 3 game. Both players were 2-0 coming into this game. So this was our quote-unquote finals. We'll see what happens here. We do get the Puff out of Shinra. We did see that earlier. I need to unlock Puff. Puff seems like a lot of fun. Puff seems like a lot of fun. Okay, one thing I can't tell about Puff's in-game model, though. See, like, the point on the top jaw? Is that supposed to be, like, a central nose spine? Like a unicorn? Or is it supposed to be that each nostril on both sides are very pointy, and it's just the way that because he's like 3/4 turn, you can't see the other one? I think it's a central one, because when he turns sideways and breathes on something, it kind of looks like it's just his snout is pointy in the center. I'm not sure. These are the things that keep me awake at night, chat. And believe me, I couldn't fall asleep. We got a little Mario and Luigi for Fute. Clearly a big fan of Super Mario Brothers. Are they making a sequel to that movie? I actually like the recent one. The old live-action one was heinous, but the recent one that everybody complained about, Chris Pratt being the voice for Mario, which was kind of silly. Like, I know why they did it, but you can't tell me he was the best person. But either way, like, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was fun. I do want to see Godzilla vs. Kong, the new one, though. Or Godzilla X Kong, whatever the hell it's called. I've heard good things. Gonzo showing up with regularity now. So this, I touched on it briefly earlier, but Karst does still have Cupcake and Gonzo in their nerf tier. And I'd be curious for people's thoughts out there. You here on the live chat or anybody else out there in YouTube land, let me know down in the comments if you feel that Gonzo deserves a further nerf. Ooh, we do get the Blom here. This is cooking Gonzo a little bit. Does allow for the takedown on Bachelor. One, two, three, four, five, six. 6 Phobies. We're clearly going to get a takedown here on the cat. But how is Fute supplementing this? All right, we're going to go with a 1 key. Totally reasonable. Panic point advantage still for Shinra. 15 keys to 15 keys. Neither player wanting to commit to anything just yet. Time is kind of on Shinra's side at this point. If nothing else, you'll get the Puff Bomb back, and that, of course, is going to make Fute have to stay very vertical on this map. You want to keep a vertical line for your concave as much as you can so that it makes the puff angles much more difficult. But either way, it looks like we're stuck in a 1-key trading war. Neither player really willing to commit to a major tool to try and break things open. And for these sort of things, we talk about it a lot, but the 1-key trading war is kind of silly. It does favor player 2 under certain circumstances. But the key is, if, say, for example, Fute responds with a 1 key here, that would be an opportunity for Shinra to put something on the board to then take advantage of Fute being locked out. Ooh, we're getting the play here, though. We're getting the boop to take down the Murder Wing. Given the... Okay, so... why not put extra damage on the Gonzo? 6, 4, 4. I have to imagine... what's the baseline? There's just no way that you aren't going to splash for enough damage to kill it, right? Is there? That seems just like that can't be possible. Ooh, this is not a great Gonzo. At least in my opinion. Are we going to get a... there's no way you get a counter kill here, right? I don't love this. It might be okay if you operate under the assumption that Fute is playing the longer game and be like, all right, you're going to do this, but I'm going to be able to outlast you. I'll get my Gonzo back up, and then I'm going to be able to end up taking some takedowns because I softened him up. But here, I think you're just going to end up losing 1, maybe 2 crucial Phobies, probably Mario and Luigi here, because you can get hit by everything here. In fact, we might even have a bomb available from the Puff. This might be the game right here. I don't love that retaliation. The setup was for that entire play from Shinra on the previous turn. The setup was there. Like, Fute kind of like, mispositioned a little bit. This does feel like a very snowball-y position, though, where once that initial play happened, then you had the follow-up from Fute, and then now Fute has to commit even harder into a position that they almost certainly don't want to be in. And you can kind of tell by the Barzilla that they've probably accepted the inevitable at this stage. I feel like the cat forgot that it was up there on one turn. We get the takedown here. The Barzilla is very large, but I can tell you this much, that guy's not going to be in charge. We're going to have 8 keys coming down from Shinra. There's definitely room on their side. And I think this is going to be a Shinra victory here in a couple turns. Oof. That is... yeah. When you see Alistor come down, you know. You know. Alistor is very much the nail in the coffin sort of thing here. Getting some takedowns from Fute, but that's looking like a W for in the orange player column. No, chat. I went like all day without coughing. And now this happened. The boop to finish it. GG. All right, sticking with Fute, this is a much quicker game, but we're going to, if I could turn back time, we're going to look at an earlier round here, see what their game plan was on this map going in. I'm going to try and look at as many games as we can tonight, chat, because as mentioned earlier, we're not going to have Monster of the Week C this time around. Ooh, a little rusty action to start the game. We haven't seen this Murder Wing opener out of anybody yet, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I'm pretty sure that's the case. But an interesting opener out of our orange player. Banking 1 key. They clearly have something in mind. I don't know that this gets you much. So this goes 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like this extra 1 key is wasted. Like, you don't need this cowbell. Unless the intent was to swing the cowbell to the center tile and then the rusty up top, but Fute astutely takes the center tile, preventing that. See, the problem here is because of these tiles, like this cowbell is doing nothing. So Fute is going to be able to cap this top point and maintain it. Speaking of the Mario and Luigi action, all we need is, I guess we need Leela. But there's an actual poison mushroom in Super Mario Brothers now, isn't there? I'll be honest, I haven't played a Super Mario Brothers game since, like... I mean, I guess depending on whether you count Luigi's Mansion on GameCube, but probably Mario 64. I'm kind of done with platformers, personally, chat. I'm not... Ooh, sheep. Okay. I mean, I could see it with the rusty. This is like very... That can't be possibly how you wanted to end this turn. little heebie-jeebie special, chat. A little heebie-jeebie special. That's, yeah. That happens. I know I'm clicked out. Wait, I'm gonna have to check this after this game. Oh, wait, there it is. Oh my god! They're gonna do it! They're gonna hit him with the heebie-jeebie special! I had to do it to him, chat. Yeah, so Cowbell walks up and slaps the cat, but like, yeah, this is a terrible position to be in as our orange player. You're like completely locked out. The Jin Sting's beat up, but it's gonna live. The sheep, I guess, is a threat. So our blue player is electing, instead of trying to retreat, maintain their position. They're going to push more aggressively here. I kind of feel like you should have... Did this not get attacked? I guess not. Never mind. I mean, regardless, this is a lot of pressure that's potentially going to go to the heart, which is getting close to half health. And with this panic point advantage, it's going to take a beating. The Gonzo's in position to shoo away the sheep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 8 keys could have been used for further follow-ups. The sheep appropriately is backing off. Quick snipe on the jar there. Yeah, I mean, I know we can see the turn count. Cowbell finally killed Razormouth. That's what matters. It's true. The perseverance is what matters the most, DT. It's about effort at the end of the day. Realistically, that's actually a mistake there. Do you do more damage? No, it's not. Never mind. You do more damage with the double hit. It's about mathematics at the end of the day. Ultimately, though, the panic point situation is not changed. We have double buffs here. Scritch and Gonzo. Ugh. So our orange player has to take time off and try in order to defend their heart. That means they're not claiming panic points, which are also pressuring their heart. And there's nothing good about this for our orange player right now. For the consolation prize, you probably will get the kill onto Hematic. I don't think you can get Hematic and... Is that really necessary? I don't want to go back and do the arithmetic, but like... Okay, I get it. I get it. Ooh. We get the break, finally freeing our orange player from their tomb here, or what's looks like soon to be their tomb. This Rusty, unfortunately, looking like pre-nerf Rusty. Wait, we're gonna juice the Klepto? What is happening here? Why are we doing this? To kill the Rusty? Can you kill the Erratic? Yes, you can. I feel like you would have been better off if you excuse me, if you juiced the Scritch, got 2 hits, and then you could target down the Rusty. That mattered. Like this worked out fine, but I think that probably would have been more efficient. Like, a lot of that splash just felt wasted from the Klepto, so I have to imagine it would be more efficient, because Scritch is not a slouch on offense. Chat. Oh my god, we gotta redo this turn. Is my camera frozen? Why is my camera frozen? It would have been better if Gonzo and Scritch both juiced each other. That would be funny. Hold on a second, chat. I don't have any idea why this... Whoop, clicked the wrong button. We're going back to look at something funny, so that's why I noticed I'm like, why am I not moving? Because I'm very animated in my reaction right now, and it was not working, so that's why I noticed. Oh no, I think I broke my camera, chat. Jesus Christ, you can't make this up. Oh, it's a comedy of errors, chat. Give me 1 second. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, you're gonna be sans camera tonight, chat. We'll have to live without. I don't know why it died. God damn it. It's not one thing, it's another, but we were rewinding the turn specifically for this play down here, because this is hilarious. No, we're staying zoomed in, game. We're staying zoomed in, because people need to witness this. Why did that just happen? What is happening? This is planet Earth, and we just watched a Rusty activate on Droney. Sure. Alright, so one more. Apparently, people only pick Nearly Departed. I might have to, like, blanket ban this map next time around. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know why this is so popular. I don't have a problem with people playing the same maps a lot, but it does, you know, we want to try and get a variety a little bit, but this one seems to be very popular. So, D-derpingly, clearly a name people might recall, so clearly a new player. And for Fute this time in the blue trunks, the blue corner. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we had, we'll take a look at Endless Suffering, one of their games after this, and then maybe switch to Event B after that. See what's going on in there. If you're interested in playing in Phobies tournaments, of course, Monster of the Week is our weekly series. There are coffee prizes, and right now the setup is for participation prizes. So as long as players finish all 3 rounds and they play, as opposed to, like, they just show up and then surrender, that's not going to fly. As long as you show up and play, and you play all 3 rounds, you're guaranteed at least 100 coffee. And then there are additional coffee amounts for those that win more games. Gives people a nice way to help grow their collection, give them some other tools potentially for the ladder as they try and get more packs, but also putting something on the line so that people are trying their best in these events. So we do get a quick pick here onto the Razor Mouth. Looks like the Hematic and Plain Ginseng combo is a popular one, as we're seeing it out of our orange player here. The Innocuous is a departure from what we've seen from Fute in the last 2 games on this same map. And then we go back to Old Faithful. Go back to Old Faithful, and we get mirrored Ginstengs, but the advantage of Innocuous is the big thing. This is, to bring it up again, one of the Phobies that is a resident of Karst's nerf tier. And I can't really disagree. I think there are healthy ways to nerf Innocuous. I mean, I guess one of them would be hit it with those 3 Phobies and just eliminate it from the board. But I think all of the Sentinels, especially now post-balance patch, present an issue. And I think that there are minor tweaks that would probably make them still healthy. That it would still be okay to have them. Ooh, a little challenge play action. Well done by Fute there. There's a risk here that they... Nope. There's just not enough damage. Even with a yoink and double hits from our orange player's Hematic, you're not going to have enough threat in order to take down the Mario half of the Super Mario Brothers here. So as a result, they're kind of going to have to back off. I don't think there's really a great pick that can be had here. And of course, Fute is very much clustered up, going to be able to punish any potential advances or attempts. So Noxious as the addition, a very common phobia that's showing up now. It's funny how frequently Noxious shows up, but it seems to be considered absolutely fair by pretty much everybody. I mean, of course, if you just lost to it, you probably have a slightly different opinion, but it's not a phobia that very many people, if any, actually complain about. All right, we get a Juice Gin Sting hit. This, oh no, this is a dead spider. Squashing the spider here. Yeah. That was our orange player's primary outlet for victory here, I think. This is going to be a tough position to come back from. 12 keys available for our blue player, only 8 remaining for our orange player. And you will be able to get a splash here if you dive with the Noxious, but then you lose the Noxious. Okay, so we're not going to go for the full splash. That would require diving real deep, exposing the Noxious to way more hits. But instead, we are going to get a takedown, and of course, we get the poison onto Hematic. 12 keys, though, there's, I mean, if nothing else, there's a Clinico. If nothing else, there's a Clinico. Of course, we get a little Muffin showing up as well. Big panic point advantage for our blue player. Hevo is the follow-up. I don't know that that really gets you out of this, but... Oh, Hevo and Murder Wing, but I'm not sure. This might be a collection constraint problem. I'm not sure what you put on the board that's going to flip the existing status and give you the ability to contend into 12 remaining keys. Fute taking a page out of Alien Engineer's playbook, it looks like. Set up the board, control the board, bank for as long as you can. This seems like a mistake. Letting a quick pick go down there onto the Murder Wing, although without the Noxious Vomit, in order to get both Plain Ginsting and the Gravedigger some damage onto Gonzo, just feels like there's not enough there. This has got to be a dead Inoculus. This thing has got to be dead. There's just no way this lives. And there it is. Oopsie Baby now in position. Little Radiator action. I think Fute was saying in chat last night they actually killed an attractor with Radiator on ladder, which is an accomplishment to be for sure. Definitely something to be proud of there, but Radiator, one of my favorite phobies, even if he's drooling all over the place. You gotta fix that, man. That's just gross. Why are you doing that? Wait, do you not have the... Was it really not active? It had... There was no way it was active, or you wouldn't have done that. There's no reason to do that. It looks like Radiator might be batting cleanup here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Boom. Oh, baby. Ooh, baby. That Radiator putting in work. Admittedly, the position was very strong for Fute. I don't think it would have really mattered. Pop goes the jar. GG. Game for Fute. Alright, so we watched Endless Pain, or Endless Suffering, show up and upset Alien Engineer earlier. This time they're squaring off against Lord Shinra. Same map, though. We'll see if the Puff Goon plan is enough to defeat Shinra. Get a little Tooth Fairy to start off. I mentioned it the other night, but we even saw Murder Wing earlier tonight, but it seems to be way rarer now, with Tooth Fairy kind of displacing it in the vast majority of scenarios, which is interesting to me. Get a little Puff action. Puff has absolutely been the phobia of the night. We've seen like 10 Puffs tonight. Notably, 0 attractors. 0 attractors thus far. Corn, huh? That's a bold move there, Cotton. I'm not sold on the corn on this map. I get it. And I guess it's still early enough in the game that you can get it into position. It won't be that big of a deal, but we'll find out. Icarus, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Alright, so we did see Puff out of Endless Pain in the earlier game. We also saw Goon, so we got one half of the Blom squad. How soon until we see a power-up? Alright, panic point advantage for our orange player. Excuse me. Chat, these allergies are killing me. Killing me. Little Gonzo action. Come on down. Somebody's about to get cooked. 4-to-1 panic point advantage. This is a fair amount of pressure. We're going to trade 1 keys. I don't love it. But we do get a Gonzo of our own for Endless Pain. That Goon is like wildly out of position for the Gonzo, though. I'm not sure why it's up there. Because it can't really threaten anything, and it's just going to get... Yeah, like... This had to have just been an error, right? Like, there's just no way that this is the correct line. Alright, so we do get the Goon Bomb here. That's going to connect with the heart. Double takedown. Was that worth? It did heal it up. So maybe it was all bait. It was all part of our blue player's plan. Cupcake action coming in, keeping the Gonzo alive at the very least. 20 keys to 19. There's still a lot of game left. A lot of Phobies to hit the board. 3-to-2 panic point advantage being maintained in favor of our orange player. Both teams pretty healthy. Heart's fairly healthy. We're going to get a little sacrificial cowbell play. Contortio is on the board, so we could get a 4-to-1 going the other way, which it looks like we're going to do. Gonzo should not be up yet, but it will be online once again soon. I don't see any obvious bombs available for Puff. That being said, I guess you could have booped the Contortio and then blom the Contortio. Could you have? Is it even up? So you could have booped the Contortio to here, to in between where Henry, basically where the trap is, the trap, the unoccupied trap. You fly Puff, then you can blom. Okay, did Shinra just miss this? Hold on. Is this even a good play? Blom is available. Boop is available. Gonzo's available. So you boop this back. You fly over. You move up. you gonzo. Then you kill this. Does this die? This is 3, 4, 5, 6. So this won't die. This is down, though, and out of range. This obviously can't hit you. This could walk up and punch, but who cares? I don't know. Maybe that's not worth it. Because you're not actually getting a kill. You don't actually get a kill. Well, you get a kill on the Contortio, but who cares? Who cares? Little Firkin feels late. I guess this is fine. You can help deal with the Hevo. Ooh, we do get the Blom here. Not juiced, though. And then the Goon takedown. Not like this. I think what's the most painful part about this is I really feel like the Firkin was coming out expressly to deal with the Hevo. So not only did you put something on the board to deal with it, you were clearly thinking about dealing with it because you put it on the board, the Firkin, and yet you missed the boop there to get the takedown. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. Affy. I think everybody knows how I feel about that at this point. I think everybody knows how I feel about that one at this point. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7 Phobies. One of them is Haffy. We're getting some pot shots onto Puff, and the game is certainly not over for our blue player. They do have a panic point deficit. One of them is Haffy, so there's 6 Phobies. That's exactly what I was thinking. And exactly what I was alluding to. The unfortunate part is it still occupies a space. Now, admittedly, Haffy does pseudo-prevent a boop. Kinda, sorta. I don't... Alright, Smiley's interesting. It deals with Klepto? I don't know about this one, to be honest. Okay, so in Haffy's defense... Alright, Firkin does connect with the Hevo. In Haffy's defense... Haffy is going to be a real pain in the ass to remove right now. You kind of need to commit with, like, everything. That possibly opens you up to counter attacks, but I just don't know. Oh, no. Endless. Endless. No. Not like this. Corn. Now popcorn. Getting cooked. Down goes the Haffy. Alright. It's still not over. We're gonna get... Ogre? It's not Ogre till it's Ogre. And Steeljaw. Or Slayer. I don't know. I always want to call it Steeljaw, but that's not its name. It's Slayer. There's no boot play available that I can see. Shinra's just gotten an enormous amount of value out of multiple Phobies. You get the auto kill with the Hevo. You've gotten some successful Bloms with Puff. There's just a lot of stuff that's happening that's going Shinra's way, and it didn't feel like it was necessary. Juiced Klepto, huh? Oh no. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Is this another Blom? Oh my god. Is this the third, fourth one this game? Oh no. Not like, oh no. Yeah, this doesn't... There's really nothing good about this if you're wearing orange player shoes. Is there something good about it? I don't even know that you get a kill up here. Oh wow, the Hevo's really beat up. Never mind, you will kill the Hevo. I thought the Hevo was healthier. Slayer helping take down Smiley. There is that, I guess. Time is, of course, on Shinra's side, because that Ogre's going to go down on its own. Down goes Tooth Fairy. Wow, the Gonzo is up already. Not an enviable position. Is Puff a 5 key or 6 key? Yeah, DT's got you. It's a 6 key. Honestly, every time I see Puff, in my head, I'm thinking it's a 7 key. But it is, in fact, 6. No disease for Slayer, but, yeah, about that. Getting cooked. GG. Well, it's the night of Dearly Departed. We're actually looking at Event B. We're leaving Event A in the past. We're heading on to Event B. We got Shinra versus A-Markin. Let's see what they got here. Is there a spreadsheet or bracket somewhere? Yes, in my Discord. You can hit !Discord here on the live stream, or if you're watching on YouTube, it's going to be in the description of the video. Now, we're not looking at the games in order. We're just kind of looking at the games at random. Usually, it depends on how lazy I want to be and stick on someone's profile or not. But yeah, if you hit up the Discord, that's where you can sign up to play in the events, as well as find out about the upcoming future events first, and that's where the brackets live. So Shinra sticking with the Puff plan. Did everybody unlock Puff this week? What? I'm pretty sure we've seen A-Markin use it before this week. Is it just the maps? It definitely makes sense for Puff to be on these maps, right? But I feel like we just don't see Puff a lot. This is an enormous amount of Puff. I don't know, maybe it's just me, chat. Maybe it's just me. Shinra banking up to 7. A-Markin looks like they're on track to do the same. Puff meta confirmed? I mean... in before everybody says Puff needs to be nerfed. Were there any other stress level Phobies besides Akira nerfed? I don't think so, right? Time out. We have another visual thing that I must know. Alright, watch the Hevo get spawned. Look at its back hand. I think it's its right hand. The claw. The bigger claw. Why is it sweating? Do you see that, chat? Why is it, like, sweating? Is it supposed to be it's scraping the ground and those are like sparks coming off or something? Because it looks like it's sweating. And it's like flinging sweat while it's walking. Which is weird. It's a robot. Why is it sweating? I mean, I guess it could have coolant. This is when you know you've watched a ton of Phobies, chat. I've watched a ton of Phobies, and I noticed these things. This map specifically is great for 2-2 flyers. I go Air Force here. I think it's a valid play. I like the idea of the Armada, the flying Armada. And Puff seems to be an integral part of that setup. Yeah, it's weird. I'm telling you, Eric, it's weird. Why is the robot sweating? Why doesn't the robot have knees? If you know, you know. It has nothing to do with this particular game. Are these arena or async? Because lining up for Puff might be more common in arena when you can't think long. They are all arena, so I don't... Well, I was going to say that I don't run async events, but we have in the past, and I am exploring the idea of bringing it up in the future, but there's logistical challenges with running async. I always have felt that arena is the superior format, but I understand why people like async. Ooh, speaking of the Armada, we get a beauty. This is something that we've seen out of A-Markin in a number of games in the past. We've seen A-Markin put beauty to great use. We'll see what happens here. We're already pretty deep into this game, past halfway. Is it going to come down to the double Blom? Or do we have Blom and Boop taking the lead? Obviously, we're not seeing quite the phobie violence that we've seen on the other maps. Players aren't allowing... Both of these players are a very high caliber, among the best players in the game, and they're not allowing easy Blom setups for their opponents. Although Shinra seems to be baiting one here. We do get the Blom here to soften up the Jin Sting, never mind, to enable the takedown on said Jin Sting. Double kill here from A-Markin. I had my head up in the north. I was not focusing on the south. And, yeah, A-Markin punishing Shinra a little bit there. Pretty safe, too. There's really no way to threaten this Puff in the north. There's obviously nothing in position to affect the south. We're going to get a boop to cause some positional problems, hypothetically, for A-Markin. But realistically, alright, you took a little bit of AoE. That's about it. I will say, while everybody has been complaining about a tractor in Monster of the Week, that's not the phobie that's showing up in every game this week. We haven't really seen... We've seen more Gonzos tonight than we've seen a tractor in, like, the last 2 weeks. 3 weeks, maybe. It's been 3 weeks since the balance patch, right? I'm fairly certain we've seen more Gonzos tonight than we've... What? Chat, why can't my camera work right now? Oh my god. What? Oh, somebody get some eyes on this. Would you look at this? Somebody said offline that they at one point they realized that Leshy was naked and they can't unsee it. I'm not gonna lie. I think Leshy's wearing a onesie. Just with holes poked for the fingers and the toes. Tell me that that's not a onesie. It's like a giant jumpsuit. And now you can't unsee it either. I can't believe A-Markin. I'm like 99% sure A-Markin was the previous Leshy player. There was somebody asking me in the main Discord about Leshy plays. Are we gonna get... I hope... Watch Leshy shows up and then it just dies, like right off the bat. It does nothing. I always thought Leshy was a hippie in a costume. I mean, there is a folklore myth or legend or whatever about Leshy Green. I don't remember what... Oh my god, Leshy act... Okay, timeout. Hold on. We gotta... Alright, so really you're just getting a big heal and a couple incidental heals, but the incidental heals can matter. Like, the incidental heals can matter. I know there was a bomb about to happen, but I'm way more concerned with glam rock hair Leshy than I am about anything else. Oh my god, Shinra with the lapse in concentration allowing an enormous juiced bomb to go down. That was juicy. The Kaleidoscope Light Show. Leshy is from Slavic folklore mythology. That's it. Okay. I was second guessing myself on the origin. Shout out to DT with the knowledge, dropping the facts in chat. All right, 0 keys to 5 keys. Chat, Leshy is going on the thumbnail. I'm telling you right now, Leshy. It's just gonna be like, this guy won a tournament game? Or something like super clickbaity. I don't see the reference on first glance. It's literally called Leshy. The name of the character in folklore is Leshy Green. I don't know what else you want, Urk. All right, I just want to say, again, with noticing random things, if you watch the next time that Puff dies or gets hit, the way it kind of looks backwards is kind of funny. But yeah, Shinra surrendering to Leshy. Chat, spread the word far and wide. Leshy undefeated. That might actually be the thumbnail. Leshy undefeated. Leshy undefeated in tournaments. 100% win rate is right. Unstoppable. Cannot be stopped. All right, chat. I'm going to take a quick break. I want to get some more water. I also need to pee. So we're going to put a game on. What does this mean? What does this person's name mean? Every time I see stuff like this on the internet now, I'm like, all right, that's clearly an acronym, and I'm a little concerned. So we have another round 1 Event B game. This time it's Master Dark versus PVZ Furmaid on Exponential Decay. We'll see what they have in store. I want to try and look at all the round 1 games at the very least, and then we'll kind of go from there. I don't know that my voice is going to make it. I'm not going to lie, chat. So if I get softer, or I start, my voice, I could hear it cracking there. I'm actually getting closer and closer to the mic as time goes on. So hopefully, like, my direct breathing into the mic isn't too much for you to handle. I'm gonna get the ASMR stream. You may actually hear my beard scratching against the mic. Our orange player electing to go with Maggie into Snappy. I know I say this a lot, but that is a bold move, Cotton. We'll see how that works out for him. Who was it that didn't realize that Snappy was a turtle? Somebody on stream one time was like, wait, Snappy's a turtle? Or there was something else, like, really, where it's like, yeah, that's literally what it is about Snappy. I forget what it was. Yo, we get some Hercules. Why does Hercules have... It's a snapping turtle? I mean, yeah. That's why it was so funny when somebody was like, oh my god, it's a turtle? It's like, yeah, what did you think it was? An ostrich? Like, what? Okay, so here's the question, chat. Hercules. Okay, first of all, Hercules drools. None of the other Ginstings do that. They all wipe their mouth, but I don't think any of them drool. Like the other ones, like regular Ginsting or Hermatic. But Hercules has the old school cartoon unhinged look, where like the character, you're watching a Bugs Bunny cartoon, and then some character stumbles on screen, and like it kind of has the Taz look, where like one eye's wide open, but the other's kind of squinting or shut, and it's just like, yeah, you don't want to mess with that guy. That's what Hercules looks like. Master Dark dropping the Gonzo. Have we seen, real talk, was there a single game tonight where we did not see Gonzo? I'm being serious right now, chat. That is a wildly aggressive Snappy. Oh my god, we got Jackalopes 2 weeks in a row? Really? I don't know about that one, chat. That seems... No, that was a sigh directly into the mic, but maybe you can share in it. Jackalopes are the new meta, apparently. No, Leshy is the new meta. We went from Puff to Leshy, and then you're trying to make it Jackalopes? No. No. Everybody wants to complain about a tractor while playing Gonzo. Gonzo is so weird. And all the power-ups are weird. If there ever was a Phobie that begged to be buffed by Gonzo, Scritch, or Cupcake, it would be Hercules. I mean, true. Wait, why is this Snappy here? Sorry, Chad, we were busy. I was busy yapping, and then, like, why did this happen? Okay, Master Dark is on this Yeti kick lately. They've really been pushing Yeti a lot, which is funny because didn't Master Dark used to be like, Ice Cream is just a superior Yeti? Admittedly, Ice Cream's probably not as good as Yeti on this map, but I feel like we haven't seen Master Dark use Ice Cream in a while, but they've been using Yeti a lot. I've said it before, but I love it when we can watch the play patterns from individual specific players evolve. No Shove Shark meet. We haven't seen Shove Shark in like 2 weeks. Or we did, it was like one game. Shove Shark is... And Phantom either. Now, Phantom is a higher rarity, so it is just... People may just simply not have Phantom. But I don't think we've seen a single Phantom since Phantom's release. Which, all things considered, is... For all everybody screams about it being broken, like, you can win coffee, and this is why there are a lot of reasons why I don't value ladder. Like, there's a lot of reasons. But I do feel that even if ladder was quote-unquote valuable for information gathering, tournaments, especially when there's something on the line, should be better because there's an incentive to always, like, it's not I'm trying to win with this cool thing. I want to win because there's coffee on the line. So that should incentivize people to then play the quote-unquote best strategies. But if no one's dropping Phantom, what does that tell you? I noticed that too. Everybody, Chauvel changed the game and while no one's using it competitively. Now, it could simply be that the incentive is not high enough. So, like, look, there are coffee prizes, but at the end of the day, it's only, air quotes, 500 coffee for first, and then less than that down the line. So maybe it's not incentive enough, and people value the ability to say, hey, I won with Leshy more than something else. I don't know. If no one is playing Shove Shark, I'll play it next tournament so I can abuse it and win. I mean, we have seen it, Herc. Like, it's not like it is unheard of, but in like the last 2 weeks, I don't think it's shown up. Or if it did, again, you'd have to go back and check the VODs, but it's been like one game. Now, I don't watch every single game because previously it would have been like 36 games. We're not watching them all. And even tonight, we're not going to watch all of them, but... what are the odds that I picked every single game that didn't have a Shove Shark and it always showed up in the other ones? Oh, no. 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 That is just catastrophic. I know we were... I was yapping a lot, but, like... Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. That hurts inside. I'm not gonna lie. GG. Alright, we have two new people, or newer people. I think both of these players have shown up in the past, at the very least, for game reviews. We got Feeble Reads in the blue trunks, and I'm gonna say L-Axel. The Axel. I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me how to pronounce your name. We're here once again on Dearly Departed. Oop. Trying to pull up chat. Smother like a mother. Yeah, it's funny that Smother Mother was getting crapped on. But Master Dark was an early adopter of Smother Mother, I think. Trying to really make it happen. There's a me and the Captain make it happen joke in there somewhere, but I don't know what it is. I'm not feeling as creative tonight, chat. I burned a lot of my creativity working on my game earlier today. Adopting a mother? Ironic. True. True. So we do see a page out of DT's book, we'll say, opening up with the murder wing to the flying armada. Get a repeller. So we've seen more repellers than we've seen attractors or inoculus tonight. We have seen a few, well, one inoculus, two repellers, if I'm correct. Might be two inoculus, two repellers. But yeah, it's interesting to me from a general data collection standpoint. I don't feel that ladder is very good. Trying to figure out, like, is this phobie broken? Is this phobie problematic? Is this phobie bad? Is this phobie this, that? Because ladder is a crapshoot for the relationships between players. If nothing else, the stress levels and the phobie levels are going to throw things out of whack. Now, you can get general trends because you have just such an enormous volume of data, but you also realistically should be curating it, because if you're in heebie-jeebies or horrors, odds are you're not as good a player as somebody in Sum of All Fears 3. Maybe you are, but that remains to be proven. So, in that case, how do we know if you're kind of filtering or not filtering all the noise out from a lot of these games? So that's why I like the idea of Monster of the Week and Fright Night. On the other end of the spectrum, you do need a certain minimum of data volume before it's just a collection of anecdotes. And in this particular case, it's going to be difficult to try and find a way to collect all this data. That's a flesh crawler. What? What? Bees. That's more bees in particular. Alright, so we'll get the boop. This is a pretty good play. That's a quick pick on the Gin Sting. Get the Sparky out of position. The recap. You're gonna get a bunch of damage going down onto the Gin Sting, but I just don't think it can die. So here's the real question, chat. If this Hematic Gin Sting lives, should it be able to die from this position? If you hit it with these phobies, should that Hematic Gin Sting die? This goes to the point of should this Gin Sting be nerfed. This Gin Sting would have lived with 300 health. Most nerfs that I've seen, it would have ended up living through all that anyway. Because most people aren't calling for more than 100, maybe 200 health nerf. That's a sheep that just connected with a flesh crawler. When was the last time you saw that happen, chat? Have you ever seen that happen? Is that a play you've ever actually witnessed? Down goes sheep. Trades for a boom. 12 keys to 10 remaining. But that flesh scrawler's not long for this world. That's fair, Epic. That's fair. I haven't witnessed the eclipse. People laughed at me, but today I saw something even more rare. True, Urk. Can hang this over their heads forever. Where were you when you saw a sheep fart on a flesh crawler? Where were you? Flesh crawler down. Ted down. Cassowary down? Cassowary down. That is, that's a turn. I think our blue player's in some trouble. They do have a panic point advantage. There is a beat up. That's a Minotaur. All right, then. Why does Minotaur not have a face? What was the design aesthetic that the artist was going for? And they're like, you know what? The Minotaur's not going to have a face. It'll be 2045 before another sheep hits a flesh crawler. No, it's going to be like Halley's Comet. We're going to have to wait several hundred years. Oh, no. I honest to God, thought that the repeller was on cooldown because at no point did it cross my mind that they would allow it to get booped. It obviously wasn't on cooldown, and that's incredibly painful. It has a face, it's just covered up by the fur. I'm sure that's the case. But, like, can you see it when it attacks? Can you see the face on the Minotaur, or does it continue to be covered? Yeah, we got a little primate number 9 action. Wait, do you get to see it when it gets hit? I don't think so. I don't think you ever get to... It's kind of like Klepto. You just don't get to see the face. Ooh, our orange blade... Oh, no, never mind. They're only like half health. The heart trick... Oh, my God. No, not like this. The leap off the stem. Show me the Minotaur. I want to see the Minotaur attack. No, Minotaur attack. Since you can't see me because the camera broke, couldn't see that I was hacking up a lung there. These allergies are killing me, chat. I think my wife got some allergy medicine store, so I'll have to take that. I do appreciate that Feeble reads, recognizing the scenario, just sends Stabby in, doesn't, like, walk it away, just to be annoying. GG. Well played. Chat, we got a new map. Mecho, Potenzia. The penny dropped. Okay, so I will pause. Before we get into this game, Mecho is the currently reigning Jackalope Emperor, if you recall from last week. Just putting that out there, that the mad scientist is now in the house. And let's see what Mecho has been cooking up. Minotaur and Boom connecting on the same 2 Phobies in a turn. I've definitely never seen before. See, there are new things you can see in Phobies every day. He used Jackalope successfully? I didn't say that. And apparently is my secret nemesis. Yes, Mecho, for whatever reason. Yes, the Emperor has returned. Let's go. We got the Jackalopes. Now, Urk, if you, real talk, if you didn't watch last week's game, and this goes for you out in YouTube land also, if you didn't watch Mecho's game from last week, go watch it. Because legitimately, the Jackalopes didn't look terrible. I think Master Dark may have made them look better than they should have, but it was a really hilarious game. Okay, I think everybody's in on the meme now. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Why is this happening? Mechoed on a mission to make converts out of everyone. Wait, Mechoed, why didn't you Jackalope King first? The gang's all here. Nah, we're missing Flopsy? Alright, Chad, I'm coughing again. Honestly, I think Potenzi has been thrown off their game a little bit here. Oh, no! Wait, isn't the... I thought the pinwheel was Cottontail. Oh, this is Flopsy. Cottontail's the socks. I'm telling you, the droney... Well, not even the dronies, just droney is the bane of resurrect phobies everywhere. Okay, here's a question for you, chat. How much more playable would resurrect phobies be if droney didn't exist? Because, like, there's just something about droney that feels worse than a snowball. It feels like if your opponent burns a snowball to get your droney, aside from the fact that droney is much more likely because of, you know, dodging obstacles and stuff due to flight, the snowball feels like, hey, at least I took a relevant asset off the board. Even though that droney technically traded evenly, it still feels terrible. And here we see a brutal gang fight between two rival jackalope gangs. My throat is messed up. I can't do the David Attenborough Shinra. Will we ever get a good resurrect phobia that isn't instantly countered by droney? When they put my undead T-Rex in the game. The problem is that resurrect necessitates that the phobie be fairly fragile. And as a result, it makes it so glass cannon-y. I mean, the closest was Daisy. Maybe pterodactyl. Daisy's not bad, but generally you want other stuff. Yo, we get a solid Minotaur hit. Hold on. Hold, please. Haffy getting 2 kills this game? Probably the only way he can, by stepping on the bones. Potenzia on the ropes. Are they, though? I think just the way mechanic works from a phobie budget perspective. Like, imagine if you really did have a viable phobie. Like a regular, normal phobie that, oh, by the way, you have to kill it twice. That's just really powerful. What is it? Okay. Here's the stat of the week, chat. We saw more Minotaurs in this Monster of the Week than we saw Phantoms, Attractors, Shove Sharks, Kleptos, possibly? Maybe the same amount of Kleptos. We definitely saw more Hematic Ginstings. We saw more than the Bronies. I'm trying to think of all the things. We saw more than any Cupcakes. I'm trying to think of, like, what were the other nerfed phobies? We've seen so many... Yeah, but, like... That's it, I'm signing up and getting first place. Do it, Erk. Take down the title. Prove it. That's always been my moniker, my line with this, is that if you think something's broken, or you think you've got the game solved, prove it. If somebody shows up and they have whatever phobia and they just body everyone, okay, you got it. Minotaur so tanky. Speaking of Klepto, Minotaur more pop. Like, that's a stat, DT. Like, that's a stat. We gotta. Everybody go ping Karst and tell him. Gonzo's been in almost every single game. I think this might literally be the first game we haven't seen Gonzo. Admittedly, I think a lot of Mecho's games are now... I think we can safely put them in the meme category. I think we can all accept it's a meme. Might sign up. I got a lot of new toys that I can't use due to levels. Mummy, Alistar, Glob, and Blue. Ooh. All of those have potential in this. We did see an Alistar earlier. I don't know if you were here for that. Something tells me Jar versus the world. Mecho goes down. The Jackalope's failing them once again. Which game in Monster of the Week A did you review? We basically did all of them. We looked at, if not literally all, I think we skipped one game. You know, we finally are mixing up the maps. In Event A, it was like dearly departed as far as the eye can see, but we got a cool Phobia game. We got A-Markin. We got Potentia. Let's see what they've got. Or strategeries. What stratagems are they going to call in, chat? Is there a 500-kilogram bomb in Phobies? Oh, yeah, it's called Kaboom. Are the pairings random? It's Swiss pairing, so yes and no. The way it works is round one is completely random. Round one is completely random, and then you get paired against people of similar records from there on out. So if you win round one, you will, unless there's an oddity, like someone has to play up, play down due to, like, a bye or something, you'll then play against somebody who won. And then if you go 2-0, you'll play against another 2-0. On the flip side, if you're 0-2, you're playing against another 0-2. It mathematically works out to Pascal's triangle. For any math nerds out there. Chat, we are witnessing our first shove shark. A-Markin here just going with the old standby. The classic turret push. Well, maybe not classic. There's a slight wrinkle here because Innocuous was the first turret. Pop goes the Razormouth. Crushmore. The A-Markin classic. The Sacred Shove Shark, I thought it was a myth. It's true. Panic Point Advantage. Blue guy. Okay, so this actually is important. That, Potentia cleared it out and cleared it out in that way. Because otherwise we would have been getting a little heebie-jeebie special. Yeah, you were right, Shinra. It didn't last very long. This Hevo, though, is notable because this is something Karst have been pointing out, and a number of other people have said that turret pushes aren't great on this map because you can defend it. Hevo in that position, if you're running into this on the ladder, can be a pretty good defender because it can lob over and threaten the turrets as they're marching across. Got a few Gesundheits so far. We've had more Gesundheits than Shove Sharks. This is why I would love to keep track of all the stats of all the Phobies that show up, but like it's just too much to record it all. I played almost every single game. Hevo's that good on this map. I can see it. I can see it. Ooh, A-Markin putting a hurt on this Bow Mangles. Alright. I'm calling it now, chap. Potentia is going to brony A-Markin. I have not watched this game beforehand. I don't actually know the outcome. I'm calling a brony. Oh, never mind. I was incorrect. 6 T's. I'm pretty sure it was Potentia who bronied somebody on this map. I'm pretty sure Potentia bronied somebody on this map. Wait, we're going for the break here. So, this would have been a dead Crushmore because you could lob twice and then AoE boop the statue. Or, of course, just jar. They're going to go Blondie for budget brony. Be pretty sick. He did brony A-Markin in past Monster Week. Was it A-Markin? I distinctly remember it happening. No, it was player 2, wasn't it? Was it this player 1? That might be the case. I remember it happening, but I don't remember that particular detail. So panic point advantage orange. I'm not gonna lie, I don't love the Gesundheit here. I don't know what that thing... What was the purpose for this? That feels like it was an error. And now, all of a sudden, Potentia can march their team across the bottom, something A-Markin was initially attempting to do. Very awkward spot if you're A-Markin. Do you get the stimmed hit from the snowball? Wait, what? What does that do? What does this Clinico block do? I guess it doesn't let you just kill the snowball and then immediately take the stim. I don't understand what this Clinico's doing. I mean, does it force... Yeah, this just does nothing. I was going to say maybe it forces A-Markin to vacate, or Potentia to vacate, but it doesn't... The Hevo's not damaged enough. Wait, really? Why the halfie? Like, I don't... Okay, I can get the halfie from Potentia's side, sort of, but why halfie from A-Markin? Just a body block for the... Inoculus? Honestly, no, never mind. That Hevo is too beat up. I was going to say, there's a world where Potentia goes in and just occupies the stem, but... Numbskull, the final phobie. This didn't look good for Potentia, but yeah, they're pulling it back. Pulling it back. Oh, Shinra, you missed the Leshy game. Okay, another thing that annoys me about Halfie, aside from the fact that it sucks. When it gets hit, it makes the same ticking noise. It makes the same ticking noise as when you're running out of time on an arena game, or in an arena game, which is incredibly obnoxious. Oh, that was you. It also delays every attack. Yeah. Halfie... Okay, so I will say in Halfie's defense, Halfie is stronger in arena than it is in async because of that. It's kind of like the Akira drawback, because the animation just takes so damn long. Obviously, this one's already done. GG. That was a very interesting comeback. If you're looking for ways to play Coulrophobia, this is a good game to study. You get a lot of Exponential Decay and Dearly Departed games tonight. Seems like no Akiras whatsoever. I don't think we've seen an Akira since the nerf. No, I take that back. We saw one, I think. I think we saw one. And I think it lost. Mechoed with now their signature Jackalope play. Why are the Jackalope's feet so big? I know it's supposed to be like they have animal legs with, you know, the way their knees are structured, but to me it looks like this, like the bottom joint, it's just all foot that comes out of that, and that bottom joint looks like a heel to me instead of... But when they walk, you can see there's another joint there where an ankle would be. Alright, 2 Jackalopes. Put 2 up on the board, chat. Makes me want to play the tournament even more. I hate playing against Akiras. Yeah, there haven't been Akiras. Now, whether there should be Akiras is another story. Like, This is what I was talking about earlier. I think tournaments are a better source of determining what's balanced or not because we're equalizing things. When it goes to the ladder, there's way too many other... Like, there's just too many factors. Wait. Mechoed with the misanthrope. Only fitting. But the point is that I don't know what people are avoiding Akira because they're sick of it. They're avoiding Akira because it's not appropriate. Like, it isn't the correct play on the map, or they're avoiding Akira because of other reasons or whatever. But Akira has not been showing up. I mean, they don't have Jackalope King and just playing mind games. They have it. Trust me. They have it. Mecho does, in fact, have the king. Mecho, the emperor of jackalopes. That misanthrope's got to be dead, right? Yeah, like, I like aggressive plays, but this seems like needlessly aggressive. That seems like needlessly aggressive. You lost the... Not as though Misanthrope is like a huge loss, but you also took damage on the Jin Sting, and like you didn't get anything out of this. And Mecho is a Jackalope Emperor, then I'm the Blom Fanatic. No. Unless I'm misremembering, you were not the person that went Puff Goon on this map. Were you, Shinra? Was it you? We've watched a lot of games consecutively. I don't remember who was on which map. If it was you, then there you go. You're the Blom Fanatic. Congratulations. Speaking of Blom Fanatic, double Blom once again. Chat, it's the classic Brony Jackalope play. How did we not see this coming? What fools we were. How careless we have been to not prepare for this savage play. Playing at least one Blom phobia in every single game. Wasn't that Endless Pain? I thought it was Endless Pain did it, yeah. You didn't play in Evente, right, Shinra? Did you play in Evente? Pinning down... I played versus Endless and used Puff. Okay. Flesh Crawler. I feel like Mecho is doing this on purpose. I mean, obviously it's on purpose, but like, I think they said to themselves, Self, we're going to use Jackalopes and Flesh Crawlers until we win one of these damn things. And they're doing it. I feel like the Flesh Crawler has a better chance of making something happen than the Jackalopes, but that's just me. Chat, what if Resurrect damaged the Phobie who killed it? Kind of like a dimensional death. Would that be too... Are we really getting a stare down between Blastos? That's wild. I think Mecho could have used a Terraformer here. Like, that would have helped. Either to block off their stuff from getting bronied, or to help set up a brony play. What? Yeah, I guess this is safe. There's no way the brony dies, right? It probably sounds even worse, because my throat is killing me. Oh, by the way, Shinra doing their best alien engineer impression. Take a look at the keys. In case anybody didn't notice that. Blom. Flesh crawler, you can't go around licking things. That's weird. That's weird, buddy. That's a lot of damage on that Blasto, and yet tanking all of it. Yeah, I wonder, Chad. I think Resurrect as a mechanic needs a buff. And since we've already seen Dimensionals steal and monsters steal some of the Undead's shtick with with lifesteal, you got Alistor, you got Sucky. Why don't we give... Speaking of Alistor, we've seen more Alistors than Shove Sharks. So what if stepping on the bones damaged the Phobie or did something like that? Like, there's another effect attached to the Resurrect. Because you can't... For Resurrect, you can't... Or it's not that you can't, but it doesn't do anything of value to have the Phobie resurrect with more health, because most of the time the Phobie just dies, right? Like, as soon as it gets stepped... Oh, I was like, what happened? Oh yeah, brony. If flying Phobies couldn't step on it, it would make sense. That would certainly help with the brony problem. Certainly help with the brony problem. Blom. Getting some heart damage out of it, but got bad news for you, Mecho. A little brony dance. GG. Shinra, 8 keys remaining. Still had all these. Well played. Yeah, the Resurrect Phobies need help. And I think it has to be directly tied to the Resurrect mechanic. Because then you can balance the rest of the Phobie around it having the Resurrect mechanic. Like, I don't want to have it... Like, it's the same sort of problem with other Phobies where if you buff them to the point where it's like, oh, well, Daisy is just Ginsting. Like, it has Ginsting's health. Why would you ever play Ginsting? You know what I mean? Like, even with the AoE, it's probably correct to then play Daisy. You get higher damage output. It's way harder to kill. There's there's similar relationships where you just can't do some of those things. It doesn't make sense to. And also nerf flyers slightly, since they're really good as is. Maybe not the Phobies itself, but the flying as mechanic is really good. I mean, flying is very good. Movement-related stuff is very good. Did we look at this? Some of the games are starting to run together. Yeah, we just looked at this one. We looked at this one. So, should we do PVZ Furmaid versus Rageakin or Master Dark versus Axelby? What do you think, Chad? I don't know how either of those matches went. Second one. Master Dark versus Axelby. I think that's this one. There's a Russell here. There's a Russell here. Alright, chat. We got another exponential decay game. The way the map pool worked out this time, we had more large maps due to the blanket bans than we did small maps. So maybe that's playing into why some of these maps are showing up regularly. But I think it is interesting which maps the players have chosen. We'll see how interesting their strategies are. I don't think it can beat the myriad of Bloms and Jackalopes that we saw in the last game. But just to continue the discussion, as far as Resurrects go, I think the Resurrect mechanic needs help. I think it's too dangerous to buff the Phobie itself. Like, I don't think you can just, like, blanket give them more health or something or more damage. I think it would be better and more unique to give them, increase the power level on Resurrect itself. Wondering if Chuck plus Gargles would work on this map. The middle is similar to Rush Hour, just no lava, which helped greatly on the map. So, one thing that does show up on this map, and we actually saw in an earlier game, was Heartbreaker. And obviously, Boops and Poles have other plays that can be made because of the Abyss tiles. I'm not saying that means that Chuck Gargles is unplayable, but it definitely complicates things. It's going to make your life a little more difficult. All right. Speaking of displacements, we got the Hevo 2.0, of course, bullying our orange player out of the middle, flipping the panic points from Master Dark, who's able to bank up to 11. But the 10 keys here, 6 are getting invested into Erratic. All right. Please do not just march the Erratic across the top. It's going to die. You'll get that. That guy's going to die. It's not going to end well for you. There's Klepto. Alright, the Klepto count has now risen to the point where it may have outstripped some of the weirder Phobies than what we were saying earlier. Really? That's something we haven't seen in a while. Speaking of Resurrect Phobies, we got a little Pterodactyl. This Erratic is dead. Yeah. Nope, Master Dark didn't see it. Or they don't want to go for it, but they could have booped it to death. They could have booped that to death. Wait, would it have... Alright, somebody go get the chart. Would it have displaced the Spider north and then the Erratic west instead of northeast? Somebody get the chart. Either way, didn't happen. You got a little Russell action. Our orange player is maxed out, so this Russell could be sitting there a while. And the hilarious part is Boomer is screwing someone once again. Because if this Boomer was a 1-key that could interact, at least it could be pushing a little bit of damage. Instead, Master Dark's going to kill it for reasons unknown to me. Why would you do that? Why would you not just poison everything and let them sit? Now, hypothetically, you could put like a Bluelian on the board and heal the vast majority of these things. Admittedly, like, the poison's going to do its job on Erratic and Pterodactyl, which is really what you care about. But wouldn't you rather, and I guess Creep also, but wouldn't you rather just poison everything forever than give them the ability to put anything on the board? Either way, our orange player's answer is a big red Phobie. And that's boss. Boop. Master Dark with the Crabula action here. Boss, my favorite healer indeed. True. I love the way Russell skulks around the board. It amuses me to no end. So we're presumably getting a "you're fired" here? Never mind. They might be able to just kill these two normally. Never mind, there's the "you're fired." Cooking the spider, though. And your creep. I feel like this is less than optimal. Wait, are we really gonna... Okay. We're gonna heal the snowball. I don't know about that one, Chief. The rock lobster just waddled away. Rock lobster just waddled away. Russell should be back up next turn, I think. Not this coming turn, but the turn after. Oh no, it's got 2 more turns. The internal clock was off, but, like, Spider and Creep are cooked. Pterodactyl is screwed. Erratic isn't quite dead, but it's not in great shape. There are 2 fire phobies to help thawing with the freeze from Yeti, but, like, it's still going to cripple our orange player so much that I don't think it matters. Like, this game is... Obviously, there's not much left to this game, but, like, this game was clearly over several turns ago. Apparently, Rock Lobster is also the scary monster under Resurrect Phobies beds. New and nerfed boss cooking stuff. But some things are about to get frozen here, and they're not going to be happy about it. Are we really not going to see this erratic get booped to death? I guess you... Well, no, there's a way to do this. Yeah, you could kill this with this, you walk this in, you boop the erratic. There we go. It did happen. It did happen. The Birdnado. We need a third Russell variant. Like, we have Russell, we have Edgar. We need a third one that's a reference to the movie The Birds. Yo, shout out to our orange player with the Clinico play. You love it. Yo, look at the fire on boss. That actually looks pretty dope. GG. Well played. Alright, Master Dark Potenzia returning on Exponential Decay. What maps didn't people choose? You're gonna lose sound for a moment, chat, while I pull up the map pool. So, the maps available to be chosen this time, because remember, this was a custom map pool. The Penny Dropped, Exponential Decay, Always Watching, Dearly Departed, and Coolrophobia. As far as I can tell, literally 0 games were played on Always Watching. That's interesting to me. We only saw 1 game on Coolrophobia, but I imagine it wasn't picked very often, but that's still a large percentage more than the 0 that is Always Watching. And we had 1 penny dropped game, and every other game was Exponential Decay and Dearly Departed. I don't know, I find that fascinating personally. It's another... Yet again, I would love to run best 2 out of 3, but it just would take way, way too long. you got to assume minimum an hour per round. And even then, it's probably over an hour. Which for a Monster of the Week might not be bad. Like, maybe people could set aside 3 hours. We clearly wouldn't be able to watch every game then. Like, there's just no... We don't watch every game with it now. But for Fright Night, that's just way too much. It's probably going to be close to 7 hours just because of overhead between rounds and some things dragging it out because you got to wait for one round to finish for the next Swiss round to get paired and blah, blah, blah. Speaking of Resurrect Phobies, a little Daisy action here. You don't like it either? Like, what? Always watching? Like DT saying? I don't mind always watching. I don't like heart rushes, so it's natural for me. I think always watching is on the weaker end of reasonable maps. There's a goon out of Potenza. Yeah, I have issues with always watching, but I think that it's... I think always watching is reasonable. Like, it's a playable map. Still no Shove Shark. What is this? Shove Shark overrated. You heard it here first. I would love to know from the players, like, why did you choose to never go Shove Shark? Even on a large map like this. Especially, so, to me... On a large map, you would think Shove Shark would lose value because one space matters, but you still... You have to traverse such a large area that it's going to take multiple turns to set up, so like you're not going to get into necessarily the position you want, even with the shove. However, if you're going to utilize things like Goon, or Puff, or Beauty, or Blasto... Your positioning, now you're I was going to say exponentially, but it's probably geometrically increasing the potential and the things your opponent has to track. Like, there's just so much more your opponent has to worry about if you can Shove Shark a goon. Like, that's just wild, because now all of their positioning is all kinds of screwed. If nothing else, you're going to mess with their head way more. You forgot to play. How do you forget about Shove Shark? Come on. Oh, chat. It's another unicorn and not Brony. Although Brony's not a unicorn. It's a... I don't know. It has 2 horns, right? It does have 2 horns, right? Now I'm wondering if it has any horns. But anyway, we get an attractor. This is literally the first attractor. Forgot to use Razor Mouth. Brony has 2 ears. Are they ears? I gotta look at the card again. Oh my god. This is what I'm talking about. You're telling me that with Shove Shark you couldn't set something like this up? What did I miss? I just got here. You missed some weird stuff tonight, Kuro. Pretty sure ponies have ears. Well, they do, but that Brony isn't necessarily a pony. Brony isn't necessarily a pony. Brony could be whatever the hell it wants to be, I guess. It is a phobia, a fear, if you will. Is this an attractor kill? It is, in fact, looking like an attractor kill. Picking apart the defenses. It took some doing, but did get there. Even gets the freeze. Although that's in range of that fire ant, so that freeze isn't quite as valuable as one might think. And I think that Patten is going to get a pretty solid counterattack here. Jin Sting coming out of the Ice Age, immediately getting value. More bees! Oh my god. Oh my god, look at this turn. That was... I mean, we knew it was going to be bad, but, like, that was catastrophic. We have now seen probably 5 times as many Gesundheits as attractors. Probably 5 times as many Gesundheits as shove sharks. That was a really complex play for Arena on both sides, yeah. Well, I think Pattenzia's line was much simpler than Master Dark's, but I think Master Dark probably shouldn't have gone for it anyway. Like, yes, you got the attractor, but there's basically no reality in which you're not going to get punished incredibly hard by going in like that. That Quagmire cooked. Oh, no. Oh, no. Boo! That's a double kill on the boop! Chat. I'm not gonna lie, like, that almost got Master Dark back in the game. Does this Evo die? If this Evo lived, it still wouldn't have mattered, but Master Dark would have almost been back in this game. It wouldn't have mattered because the Evo wouldn't have had enough damage to actually retaliate. But the double boop kill, we don't get too many of those anymore. Well done. GG. All right, last game of the evening. You got L-Axel. Or is it E-Ax? And then, like, the L's are supposed to be, like, pipes to separate it. So it's an electronic axe, like an electric guitar, or maybe it's a cyberpunk-type weapon. I don't know. You tell me. PVZ Furmaid, showing up in our blue trunks. Much simpler name to discern. Just saying. I'm pretty sure PVZ is Phantom. I don't know why they don't use it. I think I recall them sharing a clip of them using it in some game. Interesting. Well, we'll see if they use it here. See if they use it here. Fairly basic openers, although we didn't see a lot of Gravedigger. E-Ax-11, the chopping tool of the future. It 100% sounds like something as a sci-fi weapon, doesn't it, chat? It's like, it's the E-Ax-11. Do you want to puree your enemies in laser fire? Get the E-Ax-11 today. And they would actually sound like that in the in-game advert for it, too. In a world where you need to puree a bunch of bad guys, don't settle for anything less than the E-Ax-11. Alright, so we've now seen 2 attractors. All the attractors are hiding at the end, chat. Okay, real talk. What... Do you think I could trust people to self-report their phobia usage? And do you think people would do that? I don't think people would. I think they just straight up wouldn't do it. When you need to hack and or slash, get the E-Ax-11. The 11 in the name symbolizes the trees you'll cut down with it. Well, in this case, we're talking about cutting down bad guys. So unless the bad guy in question is Leshy. Or I guess maybe Leela. Timeout. We've seen a lot of weird stuff. We just watched Oopsie Baby connect on a snowball. Okay. Chat, these are not the most unhinged games we've seen, but they are, in fact, damaged hinged. These hinges are desperately in need of repair. Let's put it that way. Okay, real talk. We've seen more blastomatics tonight than we have seen attractors or shove sharks or bronies. More than cupcakes. More than phantoms. I'm going through the nerf list. I need the nerf list in front of me. All right, I'm pulling up the nerf list. Oh my god, I forgot. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 phobies on the nerf list. We've seen more blastomatics than at least half of them. More than Cupcake, more than Unicorn, more than Innocuous, more than Repeller. Nah, maybe not more than Repeller. More than Phantom, more than Attractor, more than Brony, and more than Hevo 3.0. Yeah, we got a little bad sheep action. I don't know, Eric. Maybe Phantom isn't as good as everybody keeps saying. I'm telling you, I kind of want to do interviews with the players and be like, well, you have this. Why didn't you use it? Like, there had to have been a reason. Okay, so Oopsie Baby has now activated twice. Once on Snowball, once on Bad Sheep. You do realize, of course, that the poison still activates. Oh my god. I can't wait. This game, chat, this game is unreal. That's a high five. There are still 12 keys for our blue player. Phantom. Double kill. Conductor next seems reasonable. Is it? I guess if there was going to be a scenario for Conductor, this is it, right? Like, they could have got a high five with the poison too. Yes, they could have. They literally could have hit everything. Who was saying Bad Sheep was bad? I mean, honestly, the erratic is now... I mean, it's taking a little bit extra. Poison-wise compared to regular sheep. Alright, ooh, this is a... Alright. If you can't kill the erratic, though, this is just a mistake. Okay, you can kill the erratic. Fair. The boss's follow-up? Waiting for good sheep that is actually bad. You got regular sheep that's actually bad, so I guess that's close enough. I just love high five, just clubbing things. Could you seriously not have killed this? You've got to be kidding me. Why is Temptress so bad. It is literally never good. It is always so bad. I don't get it. Like, come on. You can't be this bad. You can't. You can't be this bad. It's not possible to be this bad. It always sucks. I swear to God. Dude, are you serious? You went regular sheep too? We got the whole farm here, chat. Also, real talk. Wait, no, I don't understand. Hold on. Hold, please. Hold, please. You have 5k health left on your heart. It would have been less if you didn't cap those 2 panic points. But, like, did you really need to cap those 2 panic points to let this thing heal up 1 billion? What is Oopsie doing? I don't know what you're confused by. This happens every time. You've never seen the Oopsie animate? Like, that's what he does. He does that every time. Finally, he says, DT goes, finally a double sheep. Like, we've been waiting for this. Wait, could you not have... Oh, it ends up here. Wait, if you go here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you couldn't reach. Never mind. I was going to say, like, wasn't there a play to, like, pull and then you can connect with everything, the sheep on everything, but no. Real talk, what other fun? There already are. You got chickens. You got, I mean, there's Klepto, there's Fowl. You have Bowls and Rambolina and Mr. Tramples. You got, I mean, there's tons of spiders and stuff like that, which are obviously to be expected. Trying to think, what other classy? Do we have any pigs? Do we not have any pig phobies? Because honestly, like wild boars are horrifying monsters. Wild boars are super dangerous. So many double gin stings, and it took this long to get a dull sheep in a game. I feel like we're talking. Those are like worlds apart. DT, creepy devil, but he's a wild boar. Is he a boar? I mean, I kind of get it. I just don't. I can't unsee the face in his nose. I can't unsee the face in his nose, which is just a patently absurd statement, but rare Temptress W. Temptress had nothing to do with this game. You take that back. GG. GG. Like, real talk, any other range phobie, it was probably better than Temptress there. I'm not even joking. I think literally any other range phobie. Temptress is the reason this was close. True. He was there for moral support. Yeah, he's the morale gonzo. Temptress was the morale gonzo. Oh my god. Yeah, that was that game. I don't know whether I need to go shower or I need to go drink. Because of all the games we've ever watched, that was one of them. Of all the games we have watched, that was one of them. To boost the enemy's morale, they gain confidence by seeing it on the other team. True. They're like, all right, guys, we got this. Oh my god. This is real talk. Like, I don't want to say this is the most fun I have with Phobies, because I really do enjoy playing Phobies, even though I haven't played it in a while. And I didn't want to last night. But real talk, like, watching these games is some of the most fun. When they're, like, because we could go from really in-depth, technical, high-skill plays where every single movement and every point of damage matters. And then we can go into games with fucking Jackalopes and Temptress. And it's like, how are these in the same game? How do you have this happen in the same game? It'd be like if you're playing chess and then somebody put a rubber ducky piece on the board. It's like, what the fuck? What the hell is happening? Oh my god. Alright, chat. I'm gonna call it early because I think I should just... Different priority, same goal. True. I think I'm gonna call it early because I'm pretty sure I should go rest my voice. Or I'm just gonna be literally incapable of streaming tomorrow. I might have to skip Monday because I don't think I can... I guess we'll find out on Monday whether I have a voice, but I imagine if I'm able to stream tomorrow that I will probably have no voice on Monday. It's already... We're already pushing it. In case you couldn't tell. These allergies are getting me. But I will say, if you are looking for some more tournament action, of course, Monster of the Week will be back next week. Or actually, it won't next week. You know why it won't next week? Because we have Fright Night. I really wish Nico Ray had made the announcement this week. I asked. But that didn't happen. So hopefully it goes up early next week so that we can get some more people. If you haven't signed up, there's still plenty of room. I think we have 14 right now, last I looked. Check it. Another thing that I hate about challenge is it takes 1,000 fucking years to load. It takes so long to load. We have 14 right now, and I'm pretty sure at least 2 of those are going to be no-shows. So we shall see. Shall see. A random toy action. You know, they each only have like a 2% chance of... No, it's not 2%. Maybe it's a 5% chance of showing up. And yet you got that same toy twice in a row. That's weird. People get sick of those pictures, you'll have to let me know, and I'll upload some other ones and rotate it. But that's going to do it for tonight, chat. I'm going to go rest my voice. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll probably sound like this again. Hopefully it'll go away soon. But as always, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time for more Random's Thoughts.